Hello and welcome everyone to Cybercast Ep94, the Transformer Video Podcast. My name is Josh, also known as G1 Hextron, and I'm joined by my co-host Jaim, also known as Victory Saber 77. And this is going to be the New York Toy Fair 2015 edition. This one we're going to talk strictly Transformers. Tomorrow we have another show, but Jaim will kind of get into that. But it's going to be a really great show. We're going to start off with Hasbro and then get into Takara, Masterpiece, what little bit we have there. There's some knockoff masterpieces that you need to be aware of. Then we're going to get into the third-party news and the add-ons. And also, I have uploaded quite a few pictures of Bold Form's Lone Wolf. You can kind of see him back here as well. So uploaded somewhere around like 105 pictures. So we'll take a look at those. I covered the articulation and also the comparisons in both modes and combined form and all that stuff. So really great figure. I'm going to be able to do a video review on that probably on Monday, so just kind of giving you guys a heads up on that. You look forward to that. But, Jaim, we've got quite a few shows and a couple of announcements, don't we?
We do. First off, I'm Victory Saber 77. You can find me on YouTube and Twitter. And we do have a big show tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on G1 Hextron's channel, the second part of our New York Toy Fair, where we cover everything else that's not Transformer related. So we're going to look at Turtles, Star Wars, DC, Marvel, NECA, Dragon Ball Z, you name it, we're going to be tackling it, and Masters of the Universe Classics, and we're going to have a guest on, Count Marzo, so that should be really great. And we have some other shows. The Aftercast usually is after the Cybercast, but today, since it's Valentine's Day, I have to cancel that show just because I would probably end up getting hurt by my wife if I didn't go out later on tonight. So no Aftercast today, but Josh is going to have a hangout after the Cybercast, probably for like 30 minutes or so. So just message him through YouTube, and he will send out the links. You can have up to 10 people in the hangout, so just message him directly through YouTube. And we have another show, the eBay show, which is once a month on Thursday, and it will be airing this coming Thursday, which is February 19th at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on G1 External's channel. We're going to build a Triptychon because of the Platinum Edition coming out to see which one might be worth doing. Just building one from scratch or just going out and trying to just buy the Platinum reissue. And we're also going to take a look at the different reissues, whether you want to buy the Takara collection, the commemorative, the encore, or the e-hobby versions of G1 releases. So we're going to do a little bit of comparison of which one's a little bit better bang for your buck. So those are our shows. And just going to open up really quickly, something that wasn't showcased at the New York Toy Fair. We got a little bit of information. There was some computer listings of some new Legend class figures, which we're going to be getting a Pipes, Chop Shop, Shockwave, and Buzzsaw, along with 2 Voyager class figures. We're going to be looking at an Onslaught and a Scattershot, so Technobots and the Combaticons. So
I'm excited for those. And especially, you know, kind of hearing kind of rumor that we are going to get a Predaking and Abominus. Really curious to see how those kind of things turn out. And I know we didn't have a topic, but this is something that I saw someone ask. I forgot where it was, but they were talking about, you know, Predaking and Abominus for the Combiner Wars, and we'll just kind of open up with this, and we'll get straight into the news and New York Toy Fair. But someone asked, would you be okay if the, you know, Terracons were just repaints of the Predacons? Just because they're kind of beast, and we see how Hasbro kind of does things where they just repaint things. And I was like, those are 2 totally different, you know, styles. You know,
yeah.
like maybe you can get by with, you know, Optimus Prime and Motormaster, or if you're doing, you know, one of the cars, or, you know, one of the jets, and you're, you know, making what is it, Air Raid? That's going to be, I forget which one it is, but. And Slingshot, whatever those are, so they're repainting those, giving it a new head. You can probably get by with that, but Predacons, Terracons, I don't think so. And no. I think the fandom would be pretty irate over that.
Yeah. That would put the Combiner Wars a step back, in my opinion. Right now, what we're seeing and what has been released is really great stuff. And to take animal-based, you know, creatures and then try to repaint them as, like, I mean, who's going to be Hunger out of the Predacons, or whoever comes first? I mean, you have two-headed dragon type, animals. I mean, you can't really substitute that into the Predacon line anyway. I mean, it wouldn't work. I mean,
I don't think you can do that with Beast. I don't even know why this comment came up, but someone said that, and I was just kind of like, let's address that really quick. But with animals or beasts, you can't really do that. I mean, even a rhino and a hippo, you can't just be like, oh, they're both kind of gray and fat, So, they can substitute for each other. No, they're completely different. So,
I mean, if that's the case, then why not throw the Seacons in there? I mean, they're beasts too, but it just wouldn't work. So, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. We'll go ahead and move on. I got quite a few live viewers. So one thing that I wanted to mention with you guys, and we will address your questions I probably towards the end of the show, unless it's something that Jaim feels that we need to address at the right then at the moment. But if you have a question that you'd like us to answer, just capitalize it and put question before you write it out. That way we can identify it easily. Just because you guys, like the past couple episodes, you putting like 200 comments on there, and it's hard to scroll through all that stuff, especially whenever you're just kind of commenting on what we're looking at and chatting with each other, which is it's totally cool. But if you have a question for us, just put question before you write it out.
Yep. And real quickly, we're joined by Tulala, Adrian Sheridan, Dust Mites, and we did have Dalton, but he has to work because he wants to earn money for the Combiner War stuff because he is excited. And he's going to buy that Thundercracker. He said he wants like 4 or 5 of those Thundercracker, leader class Thundercrackers.
Oh, yeah, he did.
So there you go.
All right, so the first thing we're going to take a look at are the Legends figures. I'm kind of go from small to large here. You can see Warpath there. We saw a picture of him on the front of the Transformers Collectors Club magazine, I believe.
Yeah.
But now we can kind of see what the robot's actually going to look like in hand. You can also see Viper there. Oh my goodness, I hope this thing is not going to be super slow. One of the things I wanted to point out with him, not only do you see the kind of Cobra symbol there with the Decepticon logo in the middle, but if you look at his face, the pilot of the Rattler was Wild Weasel. Was it Wild Weasel?
Yes.
Okay. Look at his face. It kind of looks like that as well. Well, maybe I can go back to that. You can see it a little bit better.
That's cool. So for all of us that got the Serpent Ore, you'll have a nice little sidekick for him. It's pretty cool.
And the Warpath is actually going to be a repaint with a new head on there of the little Megatron, the little G2 Megatron that came out in the Legends class. How do you feel about that? Because me personally, and I know a lot of people that I've talked to so far, with Warpath, you feel like you need the cannon in the front coming out of the chest.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to compare with that deluxe size Generations that we got, several years back. I think that was a really good representation and a modernized representation of Warpath. This, I'm not really sold on it. I don't like using a previous mold, and on top of that, I don't like how his fists are like, you can see his hands in his tank mode.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that. Yeah.
And look at those guys and that Thundercracker, man.
There you go, Dalton. It's all yours, man.
Yeah, no need to get the masterpiece, MP11. There you go. And we'll take a look at those Megatrons a little bit later on here. All right, so you got the IDW style, and this is leader class, correct? Ultra Magnus?
Yes. Pretty.
That's pretty nice. And you know what? It's not the masterpiece like aesthetic that you want, for your masterpiece line. But if you're just kind of like, you know what, I've got a couple of masterpiece figures, and not everybody's willing to spend the same amount of money as some other people. Maybe that they kind of have a little bit smaller budget. This would be fine for you, I think. This is, just a cheaper route to go. I'm not saying that this is masterpiece quality or that kind of goes on that shelf, or I would put on there. But
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have the budget that you want to spend, like almost $200 for the Masterpiece Ultra Magnus, then here you go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you have small kids like I do, um, my son could get this instead of looking at my masterpiece all the time, wanting to mess around with it. So it's a nice substitute, and I do like the fact that it gives you that G1 look, but more of an updated, and you got the IDW look also involved, and we get the little Minimus ambush there too, which is cool. I like that. That was a nice throw-in.
Little guy, he can actually fit in the chest and kind of like he's piling it.
Yeah, that's who he is. That's who Ultra Magnus is. The original Ultra Magnus died, and they wanted to continue the line of Ultra Magnus, and that suit of armor was made for that little dude right there, and he kind of like pilots it, or he has. It's a weird story, but
Well, yeah,
it's
Ultra
cool.
Magnus died in Headmasters. My boy Six Shot killed him.
Yes, but they wanted to keep the immortal. What's he called? Vigilant Lawman, Immortal Lawman around. So that's cool. I mean, what do you think? Being a G1 fan, do you like? I mean, you have the masterpiece, but how about this? Would you pick this up?
I'm not going to pick it up just because, I have the Masterpiece, but let's say that Masterpiece hadn't come out. Okay, so we haven't seen pictures of it. We haven't even been told that we're getting a Masterpiece. Just like, the leader Megatron, that we'll take a look at here a little bit later. But we all know which one I'm talking about there, that they're also doing the Armada. Like, some people are like, I'll buy that to be my stand-in until we get, the Masterpiece Megatron to go with MP10. I could see a lot of people doing that with this guy, and that's something that I probably would. I think he's a good-looking figure, but because I have the Masterpiece, there's no room for it on my shelf, basically.
Okay. I'm just curious. I mean, you're starting to collect the chug line a little bit there, so I was just wondering if you want to
No, I'm not.
implement an
I'm
Ultra
picking
Magnus
up a
in there.
little bit. I'm just dabbling, as I've picked up quite a few of them here lately. This is, the Megatron that I was talking about. Because you don't have an MP10 scale Megatron yet, a lot of people are picking this guy up just to kind of stand in. And he's not a bad stand-in. He's not without his problems. These little shoulder things are a little weird, how they just kind of pull out there, but
I like it. I'm going to pick it up. I love the fact that we're finally getting a Megatron that's G1 looking and fits into the chug line. We got the classics, and that was a horrible paint job. And then we got the Henkei. Then we finally got the United, which was better, but we haven't had that updated chug G1 that wasn't associated with a prior series, like whether it was Fall of Cybertron or something like, or War for Cybertron, something like that. So,
working tank treads?
Looks like it. Now, if they're rubber, hoping those
Those
don't
look
crack
rubber.
over.
Those look rubber. I'm not saying they are, but they look like it.
They don't crack over time. But looks nice. I do like that. You get the nice robotic G1 look, but then you get the G2 vehicle mode, which is a good combination. Too bad there's not a secret transformation for that to turn it into a gun.
I'm sure somebody will try. All right, now starting to take a look at some more of the Combiner Wars things. We heard that we were going to get a Cyclonus, and I was kind of thinking, before we saw this, that it's probably just going to be some type of retool of Silverbolt. And it is, but I didn't think it was going to look this good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Still like to reveal the shield, though.
Yes, I'm not getting rid of that. But I think they did a pretty nice job, with this, if you kind of look at everything.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing about this guy, just like you have Superion's head in the chest, you're actually going to have a Galvatron head in this guy's chest.
Are you kidding me?
No. And then I forgot what they called them. It was like Galvatronius or something. I forgot what the exact name is or whatever that they were naming them. But you basically can now have like a big Galvatron.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Um, I'm hoping we get a Galvatron.
Yes,
Not a
can I just get a Galvatron?
not a combiner Galvatron, but okay. Do you have a picture of that head sculpt?
No, they didn't have one.
Oh,
Yeah, they didn't have that shown.
interesting.
I do like that though.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I know it's a jet, it's a robot attached to a jet. I mean, it's just like all the other Silver Bolts ever made, going all the way back to G1. But it's not bad.
So he's got a Galvatron head to pop out of his chest, huh? Interesting. Wow, that's
I guess it's worth noting too that like you see all this like paint is all shiny. That's because they painted them up. So it's
yeah.
not molded in the plastic. So that's something that if you're new to like looking at some of these things like San Diego Comic Con or BotCon or New York Toy Fair, then that's something that they always do is they kind of paint them up and it's not the actual molded plastic.
Yeah.
So it's gonna look a little bit, I don't know, say a little bit duller. It's not gonna be as shiny.
And sometimes they can be good, and sometimes they can be bad, as we've seen with the previous Roadbuster last year.
Oh yeah. Now taking a look at our next combiner, we're gonna get Defensor.
Sweet.
And you have First Aid over here. You have Rook. And this is, I believe First Aid is just a retooling of Off-Road for the Stunticons. Then you can see that, Blades is going to be a missile-carrying rescue chopper. He's basically Alpha Bravo.
He's supposed to be a he's got missiles.
And I believe this is a kind of a retool of Dead End. Yeah, it is. So I think they did a pretty nice job with those. I think for these guys being like passive and carrying missiles and guns all over the place.
Oh yeah, I think they did a great job. I mean, we have to remember that Hasbro is going to reuse molds, and it's just inevitable, and we just have to kind of accept that. I mean, if you want the Protectobots, you knew for a fact that when we got Alpha Bravo, most likely it's going to be Blades, maybe even Vortex. But I love the fact that they made Grooves the little guy. I mean, it fits for his vehicle mode because he is a motorcycle, so he should be smaller. It kind of works. Not really sure if I like him as a chest piece, but
yeah, I probably will not be I'm not gonna get into that whole chest thing with these guys. The head's a little strange. He's got a little bit of a large forehead there.
A little bit in the he does from that angle.
Look how far his forehead is like sticking out. But it's one of those things that I'm sure like some third party will like hear some heads, because a lot of people are like the Devastator head is too small, and some of the other ones out there, so this is going to be one that I'm sure that will be fixed. I'm just kind of curious as to why it's that far forward, or is there a sliding? It looks like there might be. It's hard to see because of the watermark here, but it looks like this can actually slide back, that there's an indentation there, and it's supposed to plug over here, so it's not slid all the way back, is what I'm looking at.
That could be. I mean,
see that this is separated and this is separated. And also for you guys that have never, looked at, pictures from any of these events, these are put together by interns that half the time they don't know how to transform the things correctly anyway. You're going to spot at least a dozen things that are mistransformed or not done correctly. So there's one. We already saw one with Viper. So that looks like that's the problem there.
Probably.
Yeah, you can see it really good there because you can actually see the screen back here looking through there. So now that we put that to bed.
Does this look good to you? Worth
I
picking up?
love the way Hotspot looks individually. All these guys, like I've said for all of them so far, I love the way they look individually.
Yeah. That Hotspot does look good. I mean, it's going to be the next Onslaught, pretty sure. Streetwise, there it looks nice.
And you can see that you got some different heads for these guys too.
Really curious to see how Takara is going to repaint these. And because the Hasbro ones look pretty good.
Dude, what kind of town do you live in that you get like a car like this as a police car? I want to go be a cop there. What the? Okay. That's a little look at Groove. You know, I might not even buy him because I'm not going to use him as a chess piece.
Oh, come on. You need something for, Daniel to ride around on maybe, or Spike. Might be able to fit on that. But definitely, these things look really good. Rook looks like he might be able to be retooled into a Brawl, maybe.
A Brawl?
Possibly. I mean, where else? Who else would you think that mold could be reused for?
I hope nobody.
Well, come on, this is Hasbro. It's going to be reused for somebody.
I love this head on this guy though. On Hotspot, that's really nice.
Which version do we get? Are we getting the toy version, or because remember G1 he had a mouth plate and sometimes he didn't. So which version are we getting?
Oh God, yeah. Oh, we're getting mouth plate version here.
Nice. That's cool.
Like you can see here that they're like all painted and out of the line, so that's something that's not going to be an issue when you get yours. So paint all glopped up on it. Yeah, man, that doesn't look Brawl to me.
Or I'm just trying to think of what they would use for that kind of SWAT APC type of vehicle.
What do you guys think? Let us know.
The Combaticons are coming, so unless they're all going to be new molds, except for maybe, I don't know, the blades there.
That's definitely Red Alert's head right there. That's spot on too. They're getting a lot of the face sculpts.
Yeah.
On these Combined War figures.
He's got a melee weapon though, an axe. Don't see First Aid using an axe.
Or maybe that's not a retool of Off-Road. I thought it was. It's heavy then. Does he have like cop shades? Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Looks good.
They definitely need some bigger feet.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Come on.
Can't wait for San Diego Comic-Con. They reveal more combiners. This whole year. I hope I don't have to wait as long for these other guys. Here, a little bit.
All the little notifications from Facebook. All right, getting into the Combined Wars Devastator. Now, these are going to be the Voyager size figures. I forget if they're calling this Voyager or Leader. I thought it was Leader, but he looks about the same.
They're going Leader class, I believe, on that.
Okay. He's just thicker.
Yeah. He's big bone.
All right, quit liking stuff on Facebook for the rest of the show, please.
No, there's going to be someone out there that's going to keep doing it, though. After you
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, but okay, what do you think about these guys? Now, one thing that I wanted to mention, it doesn't look like it's the case with this guy with Hook for him, but I know that there's some of them that they're not going to have, their elbows aren't going to be able to bend. Maybe it looks like on him, and I believe there was another one, I forget which one it was. But as far as alt mode and also, the way they look in robot mode, I mean, that's basically what it looked like in the G1 cartoons, which that's what makes me happy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly what we got in the G1 cartoons, except Mixmaster looks a little weird. It's backwards. They decided to show off. He is backwards, right?
Yeah, I believe he's backwards.
Yeah. All right.
Like someone put a picture up of showing like some dump truck or whatever, but I believe this is like the engine area, and you're gonna drive them this way.
But I do like the look of them.
Now it looks like Hook here doesn't have any bend there in the elbows, or that's what it just appears like. It looks like he can bend maybe a little bit right there because there's a purple joint right here.
I mean, again, though, articulation, it would be great just because this is for the chug line, and we're used to the ball joints and everything, but let's be honest, I'm going to have this thing as Devastator. I'm going to have the team as Devastator. I'm not going to have them individually. Even though their individual modes don't look bad, I'm not going to discount that, but yeah, I can sacrifice a little bit on articulation.
Again, they're awesome head sculpts.
Oh yeah. Well, just the entire mold of each one of them. I mean, it's really awesome. I mean, it's just taking me back, like 30 years. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah, could you imagine if you got this back in G1? That would have been sweet. Now, I also saw that someone had said that, well, like one of these figures is taller than your G1 Devastator, which isn't that hard, but they're actually big Voyagers.
That's cool.
And
is this a must-have for you?
I'm gonna get it. I want to support stuff like this just because I want a Triptychon, and I'd like an Overlord and stuff like that. I mean, I'd like to see them continue doing the Titan stuff, but if everyone is just kind of like, nah, this one's not for me, I'll maybe get the next Titan. Let's see what it looks like. They're already sunk so much money into them, because they want to push them out, and it's their big thing. Just like whenever Metroplex was, and then it went to Costco for $49.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't see them again. But if people were buying them, you might even still see them pop up in stores every once in a while. Now looking at Devastator, people have a couple of issues here. One, another guy's in Roma Collectors. They're calling him Littlefoot. Like someone even put like the Land Before Time Littlefoot down here, and saying the head's too small. I don't see that big of a deal with the foot. You got to keep in mind how large these figures are. So I mean, just right here across, I mean that's going to be more than a couple of inches. What is that? Like maybe 3 inches, maybe more. I mean, because let's just think of like Roadbuster. Think of how wide the vehicle is,
mm-hmm.
and you can see that majority of the front end comes out to be the foot, and it's only these two little sides on each one. So if you think of like the whole hood, the size of the hood of Roadbuster, that's about what the width of that would be, which I think it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Also, they have some. This looks like this is like final stuff, because like you're looking at the red. This is all like what would come out of factory. Because with all the other figures, we saw a bunch of glopped up paint. With this guy, we're not seeing that. This thing looks like it's closer to coming out than what we, probably assume. So what do you think on head? Third parties? I'm looking at this section right here, and if you got a bigger head, then it's going to be hard to rotate right there, or it might not even fit into place. Because of this section here. So that might be why the head's that small.
True, and maybe Hasbro did that for a reason too, that a third party can't give it a new head. Oh. Would that be kind of ooh? But for a fact, though, some third parties are going to tweak this to make it that much better, and I'm looking forward to it. Maybe a bigger chest piece, possibly a new head, maybe something, but
I don't know why they have it this way. It looks like this can rotate here, so that this can be the elbow, but it looks like this is hollow through here, so that's why they didn't want to show that. But you could rotate, this could be the elbow, and it looks like that wrist rotates. So.
Yeah. Well, you could always rotate it the other way so you don't see the hollow parts underneath.
Oh, yeah. Flip it out that way.
Yeah.
So there you go. Again, interns, man, Hasbro, y'all need to hire some interns that are Transformer fans,
But yeah, it looks nice. I mean, G1 aesthetic to the max, big time.
All right, I'm gonna get through the last of these 10 pictures. We have any comments that what do the people think?
Most people aren't really digging the Devastator because of the hollow, lacking articulation. Sticking with the third-party stuff like Hercules, make toys, stuff like that.
There's your box.
Cool. Box is nice. I wish there was more G1 style where you get to see the vehicle mode with the nice little, maybe a flip-up window so you get that old-school look. Have the nice picture on the front and then have it flip up. But
all right, some RID stuff. You can see Optimus Prime here. And come on. And this is the, I forgot what size they're calling it. It's basically deluxe size.
Warrior class.
Warrior class, okay, yeah. And then you got Drift over here. Steeljaw, Bumblebee. And there's a little bit of kitty stuff here, so I'll kind of go through it quickly because we don't really focus on that stuff.
Except for that little Sharkticon.
Yeah, I just saw him. A little cute little fella. And these are going to be those little mini-con things. I forgot exactly what they were called, but see the little attachment pieces. So.
Now, going back to that Devastator really quickly, do you think that they're going to repaint that, or have we heard they're going to repaint that for maybe a San Diego Comic-Con as a G2?
They haven't said yet, but I mean, you would think something like that would happen.
Yeah, since they kind of did the same thing with Metroplex, giving them that chrome and stuff, but kind of curious. Another big box to look around at San Diego Comic-Con.
Now, never really get into the Creo stuff. We stopped doing that a long time ago, but I wanted to show these off because I thought, there's a few pictures here. Blitzwing can actually be a triple changer.
Cool.
And you also have Drift as well. Helicopter and some type of car, and get these two little bitty dudes. Oh, look how cute they are, man.
promo, you get all 3 heads for Blitzwing.
Oh, I just noticed that. Yeah.
That's cool. I like how they're keeping that as a mainstay for Blitzwing now.
And then you see some of the other ones. Look, they just gave up on Bumblebee, or somebody like tried to transform it, like just some passerby, because everything else is like okay, you know. And then Bumblebee is like, man, you guys didn't even try. It's like I'll just threw that sucker down, but
where's a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old when you need one?
Where's the interns? This is the one thing that I always like looking at. All the little like battle scenes and stuff like that. I always think it looks cool. And the people at Hasbro, they're pretty creative. I remember whenever I went to, I think it was BotCon in Dallas. I forgot what year that was, but
2012.
Was it? They had someone that was like walking a dog, but then like behind them they had like some of the little bitty dots, but they were brown, so like the dog had pooped and stuff like that. There's some dude sitting on a toilet reading a newspaper while a missile was flying in. So.
Oh yeah, the dioramas always just make me like, oh man, if I had the room, I would totally do that.
And you can see some of the little minifigures that you're going to be getting. I can see this Optimus Prime and a bunch of little bitty Optimuses. And these things that we looked at a while back as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you got all the the pirates and the Vikings and knights and stuff like that.
When did it become like turtles that they had to have different variations of the characters?
And apparently this was a thing where people could grab something or a color and do this at the show. So.
Okay. I would have been that jerk that put in the wrong color just if they're all trying to do the one that's like, I'm going to put in a different color. I'm going to give them a mole or something. There you go.
All right, now getting into the Takara stuff. The ones on the left are going to be from Takara. The ones on the right are going to be from Hasbro. And you can see a side-by-side comparison with these guys or these ladies in robot mode with RC, Chromia, and also Windblade. I still like the Hasbro one. Now there's some things that I kind of like on this one, like the all white here, but I like the pink on the sides here. I don't like the lips. That's just a little bit too much. I don't like girls that use too much lipstick. So.
All right, ladies, you heard it here. I like the Takara version just for the fact that it's a little more show accurate, and I'm probably going to pick it up just for the fact that we've waited how many years now for a G1 RC, even though it's not in the original G1 toy series we get in the Chug line, but still it's a really nice looking piece there.
And it looks like, or at least this one's going to have open hands, is what it looks like on this one. So, now taking a look at the Chromia, I had first wanted just to get the Takara version, just because the little windshield or whatever is blue, so it tied in a little bit better. And I also like these purple bits. My favorite color is purple, so I see purple and I'm just kind of like, oh, that's awesome. But I saw the Hasbro one in store, and I was just like, dude, it's on sale, and I like the way it turned out. I think it looks really good.
Oh, yeah.
So I think either one on this one, is a good purchase, and I like this figure a lot.
Yeah, it's a nice figure. I just wish that the Takara would have remedied what the Hasbro didn't, where you see the picture of Chromia with 2 guns, and then you get that little sticker on the back of the package saying, only comes with 1 accessory piece. And I wish the Takara would have included the other gun. That would have been really cool.
So I mean, if you want the figure, I think this is one that you could win on either side and you won't be disappointed. So this is one of those situations where you could go Hasbro and you could go Takara. Maybe with RC, you like one better than the other, and if you like the Takara one more, it's worth paying that little bit of extra premium for it. But then we get to Windblade, and that Takara one looks so much better than the Hasbro, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the face, for one. It was a lot better. Also, I like the black thighs with the red uh, crotch, here versus the red thighs and black crotch here. This just breaks it up nicely because you go red, black, red, black, red. To where this one's kind of all over the place.
Does she come with 2 swords in the Takara? Looks like she's got 2 swords on
There's
the
just
back.
the one sword right there.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's something different. Okay, I was just.
These little things are basically those
Right.
little
Just
pieces
slanted
that are
out.
red. You can see that there's a difference on the wings as well, the way that they're painted. So, I mean, the Takara one looks so much better, but still, God, man, I still haven't reviewed this figure just because, actually, I've never even transformed it. It's been sitting here on my desk. Just because, man, I can't even get past the heels. They keep on, like, collapsing in when I'm trying to, like, pose it, and it's just a pain.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Well, unfortunately, that's not going to be solved with the Takara version, but the overall look, though, looks pretty nice, though. We need a Nautica, though.
All right, some more pictures of Star Saber. Going to be coming out next month. When was it? Is it the 21st of March or something like that? I think it's supposed to come out.
I thought it was the last week of March that Robot Kingdom's getting them in, and so expect
Is it?
them. Yeah.
Okay, so if they're getting them at the end of March, then everywhere else should probably get them like middle of the second week of April. Usually how it works. But just a couple new pictures here. By now, you've already determined whether you're getting this guy or not. You need no convincing whatsoever.
Yeah.
And bad news and good news, I guess, however you want to, look at it. Bumblebee is going to be getting knocked off, and along with the Spike character as well. So you can see a ton of them there. This is the only picture that I have, and I don't have any other information on it. But for you guys that go on eBay, you don't buy. Let's say you're not buying directly from a, authorized dealer. Like your Big Bad Toy Store, TF Stores, Chosen Prime, stuff like that. You want to make sure that if you're buying on eBay or doing a trade with somebody or buying in the forums, you definitely want to pay attention to this, that there's knockoffs out there. So.
Wouldn't that be funny if Takara decided, you know what, we're just going to do that with our masterpiece. Just put them in a baggie. Nice little baggie, and there you go. Your masterpiece figure.
God, they come broken to your house. All right, this is also a KO, and this is something that, one of the things that, Takara or Hasbro isn't doing. So if they're not doing it, just like the Goldie, the gold Lambor, I don't mind buying that. It's a KO, just because of the fact that Hasbro Takara's never coming out with it. So I don't mind doing it with this either, but from the person that owns it, they were saying that they've had some problems with it. That whenever they got it out of package, the gray paint that you see kind of all over here, and if I can get to some better pictures here. Oh, what is this? You kind of see that this is silver paint throughout the thigh. So whenever you do the gimmick to put him into his truck mode and collapse the leg up, he said first time started scratching the paint. And then he said that there was scratch paint throughout here, and this is just out of package. Then whenever they transformed it, to transform it, you got to collapse the leg in, and this outer part, it was scratching on the thigh, so there's chips all in it. So that probably wasn't the smartest idea.
Yeah, that's disappointing. I mean, this was a really nice idea. I mean, like you said, Takara and Hasbro's not doing it. It's nice to have that non-armored up Ultra Magnus look, but that's too bad.
Yeah, 'cause one of the windshield wipers is kind of up there. Not exactly sure what they're pointing out there, but like, oh, Lord, there's painted silver. There's painted silver here. So I mean, like, it's nice detail. You know, look at all that silver paint in there. But if it chips easily or scratches easily, that's kind of a problem.
Yeah, what's the point of having a transformer if you can't transform it?
The way that the design on the center is a little bit different. So, anyways, this is up on the Facebook page, the G1 Hextron. So, if you guys want to go take a look at it, I forgot how many photos there are of this thing. There's a ton of them. You can take a look at it over there. But I wanted to pass that information along just because this is something that we were kind of interested in. Me and you, we never really buy knockoffs, but we were kind of intrigued by that. And now it's kind of like, no.
Yeah, I don't want to spend that much money on something that's not going to be up to quality.
All right, Prime 1 Studios is coming out with their TF4 Drift. We've kind of looked at a few teasers of this some earlier episodes. Now we get some better pictures. And on the next tab, I believe we actually have kind of an in-hand picture of it, even though it's kind of blurry. This Prime 1 Studio stuff looks good, but is expensive.
It's great for movie fans, though, if you can afford it.
All right, and I believe this is from Wonderfest. I think so. Yeah. Anyways, for these kind of Chogokin figures, you can see that you're going to get an Alita one, and also I think we already knew we were getting RC, but I didn't know if I don't know. We look at so much stuff every single week that I kind of forget stuff every once in a while. But there is the Prime 1 Studios Drift. You see Grimlock there in the background. You also have the Optimus. And they are coming out with a Galvatron as well, with the hole in his chest. All right, now getting into the third-party news. This is something that I've kind of mentioned on the past previous Cybercast, and I was talking about Bold Forms are coming out with their Lone Wolf, or basically their Motormaster, and that they're still going to be coming out with their own limbs, but they wanted to give you the option of using your Combined War limbs to go with this guy as well. Now, what this guy is going to come with is the sword that you see here. It's actually going to be painted silver, so it's not going to be chrome. It's something that I asked for you guys. It's also going to come with a gun. It is going to come with like the little roller that's going to be the chest piece. It's going to come with a waist piece. You can see that it would connect right in there. It is also going to come with a separate set of articulated hands, because you can see on these are just, the hands on this one are just a little bit boring, so those articulated hands will be much improved on it. The other thing that it's going to be coming with are there's connector pieces that you attach to it so that you can plug in those Combined War figures or those limbs. So that's what's going to be coming with this guy. They're also going to release it's a separate thing. That way, if people were like, you know what, I just want this guy to make my Minosaur look good, and I'm perfectly fine with the hands and feet that Hasbro and Takara provided with their Combiner War figures, then there you go. You didn't have to spend any extra money to get the hands and feet, because they were automatically part of the deal. So they're actually coming out with a separate set where it's the Minosaur hands, the Minosaur feet, and also a stand. So that I'm not that's all they told me. They didn't tell me what kind of stand or if it's some type of stand where you can have them posing in there or anything like that. So I don't know on that, but that's what that set will include, and that'll be a separate release. And they're also still going to come out with their own limbs as well, which I think I've already mentioned. But I took quite a few pictures. This is just him in his robot mode, and I don't know, James. You can take it away there. I'm just going to scan through these real kind of quick.
It's nice to see that there's already a third party out there that, we've already talked about it, that if you don't like that Combiner Wars Motormaster, you actually have this choice. And I do like it. I mean, being a G1 fan, it has all the aesthetics of having, that look, but that chug articulation. And just as an added bonus, you can use them with all the Combiner Wars stuff, which is really cool. Just think of how large now a Minosaur is going to be, which is nice. I do like that because the original G1 toy was a smaller Combiner figure.
Well, this guy, as you kind of see here, a lot of people were in the forums and stuff like that because I've been talking with them. They're like, I was going to get it, but now it's a pass because Minosaur is going to be so much taller than Superion. When actually, whenever I put him in his torso mode, they're exactly the same size, or Motormaster's just a little bit smaller.
Oh, okay, well.
Yeah, so, if that's one of the things that you're just kind of like, well, I want Superion and Minosaur to be the same size, then you're still going to be able to have that. They're going to be the exact same size. Yeah, there you can see the G1 Minosaur. Look how small he is.
That's cool. Still can't wait to see what they have in as far as the rest of the Stunticons, and seeing that actually completed as Minosaur. Is you may want to go that route too.
And some truck mode. You guys in the chat, if you have any questions about this, and ask them now, and I can kind of answer them while I'm flipping through these pictures.
I like the storage there for the sword. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the sword, when it stores up under here, the cab's actually extended quite a bit from the trailer there, but if you take the sword away, this is actually with the sword taken off, then I'm able to slide the truck or the cab closer to the trailer there.
And does the truck pivot from the trailer like it's on a hitch?
No.
Okay. That's fine.
I want to also make sure that I remind people that this is a test shot. So this is not final. I think I was telling you and Dalton, someone in the forums was like, "Yeah, it looks good, but man, it's really lacking paint apps." It's just like, oh my goodness, man. And this is some people were thinking, they kept on saying masterpiece size. This is not supposed to be for masterpiece. So I think it looks perfect with these little G1 guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, when we first looked at this a while back, the whole idea that they had wasn't it to give us a G1 style Transformer with articulation, right?
That's what it was, yes.
And they did a really good job. I mean, it fits nicely with the G1s. You can't connect the G1 combiner parts, though, can you?
No, they won't fit in there.
Okay, just curious.
The way that the connector ports are going to work is where the foot slides around, and you'll see it Monday when I do the review, but it slides around. You would slide that little port thing in there, and there's connector pieces here on the side as well, which you'll see whenever we get them into combine mode. But yeah, so you can kind of see this little section here that it slides right into there, and these connect here on the sides. This is actually missing the chest and the waist. There it is right now with the connector ports and the waist and chest piece. Oh, yeah. And I think this is the next series. Yeah, I just uploaded these like 30 minutes before the show, but because someone was asking about that, and that's what I wanted to address. As you can see, like where they would connect here, they would connect here, and you can see, so I got these guys lined up here at the bottom. They're actually the same size, if not Superion's little ears make him taller. So there you go.
Cool.
Did anyone have any questions, Jaim? And I forgot which one is this. This is a transformation. I'm going to scan through it kind of quickly.
NSA Steve says we need a G2 recolor. We have Tulala saying, man, this prototype looks good, but it's too gray. But again, it's just a prototype. NSA Steve says, problem with G1 Motor Masters was too small in alt mode. And Dustmite says, chest needs some love on this guy. Tulala says, looks good, too bad I don't give a crap about Menasor. So, that is too bad, isn't it?
Basically, like I'm listening to all the feedback and all the forums, and whenever you guys comment, and because then I'm gonna basically compile all that information and get it back to them so that they know what they need to do to improve the figure.
Oh yeah, and that's good. And it's nice that the third party, Bold Forms is willing to listen to the fandom, because I know the Transformers fandom. I mean, me included, we like to complain because we want it a certain way. We want certain characters, and we want it now. We actually want it yesterday. So it's nice that they're listening and all that.
And here I'm just like, you can see that it could basically 180 with the knee. I'm just showing off the articulation. All right, that's it for that guy. Just because we've talked about it quite a bit, and I've been on board with this thing ever since they had announced it and became a company. So that's kind of we developed kind of a business relationship. That's why they sent it to me. So anyways, here we have TFC's. You know this guy's name?
Berta Aid.
Is that it? Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
We saw him a couple of weeks back in combine mode, but now we can see him in his individual. It's a lot of guns, man.
Yeah. But Blades in G2 was, he was blazing like crazy. It's weird that they actually, that previous picture that you had, they're making him look more like the Universe Blades with the propellers on the side of his arm, because that's how the transformation was with the Universe version. But yeah, it's got a lot of weapons.
Why don't you turn it into like little swords? And looking at the combined form. All right, so this guy is, after they come out with their extra add-on set, you're going to spend a little over $500, probably about $550, right, for this guy?
Yeah, probably.
Now, we just looked at the Combined Wars Defensor, and that thing is probably going to be, what is that, 25 and
probably around $100.
85 bucks.
Well, 100 if you or 90, 95 if you count
85,
grooves.
85, 90.
If you count grooves, because you have an extra $10 figure there.
So anywhere, 90, 100 bucks at the most.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see a $500 difference between this guy and the Combiner Wars? This guy looks nice, but that's the way I always think. It's like, while this might be the superior Defensor at the moment, and we're looking at the Combiner Wars stuff, and while theirs at the most would be $100, and this one's going to be like $550, or I guess it's a $400, $450 difference.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth, improving it? Is it worth that much money? And to me, it's not.
Yeah, but it depends on what you collect. I mean, if you're a third-party collector, this is, a really nice rendition of Defensor. It's bulky, it's, big. Hydrant alone, the hotspot, is a really cool-looking figure. And it's nice to have that choice. I mean, if you have the budget to, pick this thing up, why not? But the Hasbro one's not bad either, but that's for retail. That's for, more of the kid, aspect of age group, opposed to this is for adult collectors. But, I mean, they both have their pros and cons, and I like this Defensor, and, I might maybe end up picking it up still. We'll see. I mean, I have Uranos from TFC Toys. I haven't gotten rid of that. I finally just got the Combiner Wars Superion. I like them both, and so, just it is what it is.
Right, this one is Toy World's Muddy. So I think this is the second one, and this will be able to combine as well.
They already got the Autobot symbols on them everywhere.
I just noticed that. So they're first two figures right there.
I think Roar should be a little bit smaller, the Snarl, than Muddy.
Yeah.
But they look nice. I like the chrome.
Yeah, quite a bit of chrome there. I could just picture them talking about something just stupid.
Yeah.
All right, next is Warbatron, and got some images of their Onslaught. I forgot his name. So
cool. Finally, we're seeing some images here. I like that.
And you can see that he can carry Brawl and I believe Swindle as well. Yeah. I don't know what their fake names are. I forgot what they are, but
yeah, I don't remember them either.
It's a lot of really nice paint deco on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And him transform. It's nice. Yeah. It's kind of an Iron Man style with it. Criticus head comes down. And a couple other pictures of them. In combine mode, like I'm looking at my fans Project Bruticus right now, I'm just like, what? I remember when you were like big. Jeez. Now that we see this thing all put together, man, he looks really, really good.
Yeah, he does. With all the crap that we heard, from the very beginning with Warbitron and the e-tailers, it does. The finished product does look really good.
It took longer than 3 months that they initially said it was going to take to come out.
Just a tad.
Yeah. How long? I forgot when that first time when it was going to come out. They were like, okay, first month we're going to get 2 figures, second month 2 figures, and then you'll get Onslaught the third month. I was like,
I thought it was supposed to be before BotCon. We were supposed to get all of these guys out or something last year.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm. Curious, though, to see what Hasbro has in store for us with their take on the Combaticons.
Yeah, that's the thing. Before I buy any more third-party combiners, I want to at least see what Hasbro's putting out. I want to see maybe some add-ons, and then I can make some decisions then. DX9's Astro Train.
Nice color.
Now, don't forget, you also have the Toy World one as well, which is done in the white color deco, the white and black. But if you're just like, well, I like this paint scheme better than the white and black, the Toy World will eventually do this paint scheme as well. So I would, buy depending on, which version you like better. Now, this one is more expensive as well, and I believe it is taller too. Yeah, there's a Toy Worlds. You can kind of get an idea how big he is. And a lighter.
Okay. Usually it's a pack of cigarettes, but okay,
No.
we'll use a lighter. Or a lighter there. Nice. Cool. It works, I guess.
All right, Fans Toys.
There we go.
Yeah. Grenader, Bombshell. It looks nice. And don't forget that, a couple of weeks ago, that Bad Cube,
yep,
they showed us that they were coming out with their Insecticons. Fans Toys kind of comes out with things a little bit slow. And they've announced, how many things? 4 things here in the past, month?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. I like their stuff. I love Fans Toys. I think they put out some of the best third-party stuff, in my opinion. But it does take them a long time for it to come out. And so for them to just be like, here, we're coming out with all this stuff, it was just kind of surprising.
My only concern with that is, and I'm not trying to be negative, but QC issues. Don't, get the cart before the horse. Just,
The last
get your
2 figures
Dinobots out.
We've had some QC issues with the last 2 figures. Well, God, they've only had 3. So. Quake Wave was great, but Scoria had some problems. Swoop had some problems. Whatever they named that.
Thor.
Thor. But the thing is they address them, they fix them. But we we'd all like to have them just done right the first time. So.
Yeah, Soar's little problems, but yeah, I know what you mean.
And it looks like you're going to get a interchangeable chest here, so you can go kind of this is going to probably be yellow or gold, so it can be that cartoon accurate, and then you can go to the clear or kind of the amber, where it's more toy accurate. I do dig that. And this one is kind of a smoother. It's smoother around the edges than Bad Cube's. Bad Cube's was a little bit more kind of boxy looking.
Was Bad Cube the one that's doing the limited edition? Or was that something different? That they had a metallic paint or something? Maybe that was something totally different. But
oh, I know what you're talking about.
I forgot what that was. Was that a Insecticon?
No, that was a Gigapower for their Snarl figure. Gigapower.
Oh, okay. All right.
That they're coming out with the ones that are metallic paint, and then after they're done with that, then it's just straight chrome. They're never coming out with the metallic paint ones again.
Okay.
Oh man,
that's a nice pose.
Yeah, don't squish them, man.
I love when
What
third
is
parties give us the proper place to put the insignia. It's like, I wonder what goes right there, a sticker, you
Oh,
know.
perfect. Love it. And more news from Fans Toys. They're also coming out with Reflector as well. Fans Toys doing Reflector. There's another. KFC's doing Reflector too, which we'll look at them next. But you're gonna get different faces with these guys. I believe they said they're coming out with different faces for each one. So each guy is gonna. It's not gonna be just three faces. I believe it's three faces per figure.
That's
If I
cool.
remember that correctly. So
And this
nine
is
total.
masterpiece size, right?
Right. That's what Fans Toys is kind of like their thing is. Let's come out with masterpiece scale,
Awesome.
and it's gonna come with a little bitty camera there.
Hmm.
Now I think the next one is KFC. Yeah. Within like 3 days of each other, these guys like one pops out and the other one pops it out too. Uh, KFC is going to be coming out with Reflection. This is just a render just like the other one. So uh, it's something that they kind of had probably in the back of their heads that they wanted to do, and one said they're coming out, and so the other one was like, all right, we got to let people know that we're coming out with ours as well. It doesn't mean that they're probably going to be a release around the same time, or they may, but it's one of those things to where the competition's mounting up, just like the Astro trains,
Yeah. Or they have some inside information that a certain official company might be releasing these in the near future.
Yeah. Some things that it's going to be coming with the KFC. You can take apart the lens here, and it's going to become 3 of these guns. The tripod can come apart, and you can stick it in the end of the guns to kind of give them a little blaster-looking thing here. If you want, you can use the tripod here, and the flash, you can open it up, and it's supposed to be like a little missile launcher thing on the tripod, and it's going to be coming with a smaller version of the camera as well, so they're both coming with that. The added little bonus with the KFC is it's going to have a notch here to where your guys can actually take one of the masterpiece laser beak or rat bat or buzzsaw, whatever, and plug it on there as well.
Yeah, okay.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. It's those little things that are kind of nice.
Iron Factory's Ultra Magnus. I think this is final. I'm pretty sure.
Cool. We can get a city commander with our Titan class Metroplex.
Oh, it's a little bit wimbly. Kind of going through these things quick. But we do have a long show tomorrow. I've been sick. And this is the last time we're looking at Clone Droid.
Gosh.
It is final, so done. It's final now. So
Huh.
I saw someone had commented, and they're like, "Where's the diecast?" It's like there is no diecast anymore.
No diecast. Essentially,
That
they
train
just
left a long time ago.
they bought all the leftover stock from Mastermind Creations, repackaged it, and here you go. They've done nothing different.
Mastermind Creations isn't even doing this version. This is from the first one.
I know, and that's probably where all their stock went.
I mean, the last I heard, they were also doing the diecast, but this guy was also supposed to be a larger scale than the Mastermind Creations one. But so much stuff has changed with it that I just have no idea anymore. Oh well, there's a comparison. No, that looks like it's the same size as Mastermind Creations.
Yeah.
So that's that. I'm done with him. He will never be on the Cybercast ever again.
Clone Droid is not our friend.
No. Even though they say so on the box, that's their motto. Always be your side. All right, play with this too. Raw Bat, kind of a homage to Voltron there. They said that this will be part of the Kickstarter if it gets unlocked, so it looks like it's going to be one of those stretches. Another thing from Play With This 2, some new headshots, Volume 9. And you can kind of see these guys right here. I think the coolest thing is these work, like it says here, it works with, with many of your 6-inch figures. Well, with the Star Wars Blackline series, I mean, it really depends. Are they going to give you that big ball joint or the small one? I hate that they did that with the Star Wars line. Should have made all the same size.
Yeah.
So you could swap the heads, but no, they couldn't make Han Solo's and the Stormtrooper the same because they didn't want us to swap the heads. They wanted to force us to buy their, Stormtrooper Han Solo. And oh my goodness, who was this again? From Shadow Fisher. The Fans Project came out with this set just like this. But you can see the Shadow Fisher here, and here is the Fans Project over here. So got a couple of different options there. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, but station mode. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wonder what the price difference is between the two. I kind of like this one a little bit better, the Shadow Fisher. I like the little missile better than like whatever that is. All right, and KFC is going to be coming out with some MP22 compatible hands, individual articulated fingers here. They've done this with Soundwave, they've done it with Optimus Prime, so it's really no surprise here. And the last thing, a lot of repro labels news, but this is one that I thought was really cool and I wanted to share.
Okay.
What do you think, man?
That's cool that you can do that. I mean, turn it into a Valkyrie. Rick Hunter's via 1S or 1A there, but yeah, it's not bad.
Just come out with all the stickers. So it's like that's their way of selling like a ton of these Jetfires.
Oh yeah, we need a Max Sterling, we need a Roy Fokker, Ben Dixon. We need all those guys.
And then like repaint this guy and do those.
Well, we got the Thundercracker coming out, so I guess that could be the Max Sterling one, I guess. But that's interesting. I mean, it's nice. I mean, it's different. I like that.
All right, Jaim.
So,
what else we got, man? Any questions or
no
over the
questions.
chat? No.
No questions in the chat.
Really? So we're just gonna do an hour and 20-minute show, man. That's a lot better than what we have been doing. I wanted to go kind of quick. I've been up for over 24 hours, but kind of tired, sick. But if you guys don't have any questions that you guys want us to answer, I will be doing, if you want to say like 8 p.m. If you guys want, I'll host a open hangout. I can have up to 10 people. If obviously, I don't care if you're of age or anything, but if you want to have a beer or whatever on there, I'm going to just kind of relax a little bit. We can talk some Transformers. We can talk about other things. If you guys want to make it a live show, we can make it a live show. If you just want to keep it private, we can keep it private. Don't do that often, just because we usually have the aftercast afterwards. So if we get a pretty good turnout and several of you guys want to just come hang out, if someone doesn't want to be live, then we won't go live. But just wants to hang out, talk some Transformers, talk whatever, any of the stuff that you saw from New York Toy Fair, or just whatever. We have a good turnout. Maybe we'll do this a little bit more often, to where I just have like random hangouts and you guys can join and we can talk and whatever. But if that's it, then Jaim, you want to remind everyone about the shows and stuff?
Yeah, we got several shows, so there you go. We got the part 2 of the New York Toy Fair tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on G1 Hextron's channel. And we also have the eBay show that's coming up this Thursday, February 19th at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, where we're going to take a look at building a Trypticon and kind of comparing the Encore commemorative line, collection, e-hobby stuff. And no Aftercast again, but Aftercast will be back next week. And anything else?
That's all I can think of. Again, like if you guys want to do a hangout around 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, so here in about 40 minutes, message me on YouTube. It's open to where you guys can, message me, so you don't have to worry about Twitter, Facebook, or anything like that. Just message me on YouTube. You'd like an invite, and whenever it gets to 8 o'clock, around that time, then I will just reply back to you with the link. So I just ask that you don't share it out with everyone. We don't want a bunch of random people in there. So, God, that's happened before. That was a nightmare. All right, well, we'll go ahead and end it there. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you want to follow me, you can follow me at G1 Hextron on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and my Facebook page is the G1 Hextron. Pretty much everything that we looked at today, some things were courtesy of TFW, but I also have those pictures also on my Facebook page, but they're just a little bit better organized at the last minute by TFW, so I chose to use them now. But thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and some of you I will talk to in about 40 minutes. So peace.
See ya.